Hi, I'm Camille with 30 Day Singer, and today I'm outlining 4 steps you can take to go from bad singing to good singing. Those steps will be number 1, learn to match pitch. Number 2, start small with just 5 minutes of daily vocal exercise. Number 3, get to know your vocal registers. And number 4, listen for more than just the melody. Step 1, learn to match pitch. Matching pitch is when you can hear a pitch and sing it back. So for example, this pitch is A3, and matching pitch sounds like Now if I'm too high, we'd call that sharp. And if I'm too low, we call that flat. If I'm in tune, I'm successfully matching pitch. If you're working with a teacher, they can tell you if you're in tune or not. But if you don't have a teacher at the moment, or if you're using online lessons like this, you'll need a chromatic tuner. There are plenty of chromatic tuning apps you can find, but I like using a website called tuner.ninja. That way you don't have to download anything. You can start matching pitch with me right now. So head to the link in the video description, tuner.ninja, and you can also open up the virtual keyboard I have there. Give it permission to access your microphone, and then it'll get to work analyzing your pitch in real time. Now we'll all practice matching pitch together on that pitch A3. By the way, any chromatic tuner, whether you're using a website or an app, will work best if you use headphones. Here's that pitch A3 again. And now while you sing, you can see on the screen if you're too high or too low, and make adjustments until you sing A3 in tune. On Tuner Ninja, it'll light up green when you're in the ballpark. You'll notice that the pitch letter names repeat, and we have different octave numbers attached to different frequencies. So there's more than one A that you could sing. We're starting on A3, but there's also A2 below that. There's A4 above it. So note both the letter name and the octave number when you're matching pitch. Find the range in which you're most comfortable matching pitch and incorporate this into your daily practice. Matching pitch is so important. We can't sing well if we're not singing in tune. Step 2, start small with just 5 minutes of daily practice. I know you're probably concerned about how your voice sounds. You might not like your tone. You might think your voice sounds weak. I want you to focus less on that just for the time being and make 2 things your primary goals. Number 1, matching pitch, which we already talked about, and 2, staying relaxed when you sing. If you're straining and you see your neck muscles popping out and your jaw clenching, that's not a healthy, sustainable way to be making sound. Do your best to stay relaxed when you're warming up, even if it means that maybe your voice cracks or maybe it sounds weaker in some spots. That brings us to step 3, get to know your vocal registers. The human voice technically has 4 distinct vocal registers to use. The lowest is what we call pulse register, and it sounds like this. It's kind of creaky, poppy. It's also called vocal fry. The next register up is called chest voice, and most of us use chest voice when we speak. If I sing in this range, kind of low to medium pitches, I'm using chest voice. And we call it chest voice because if you put your hand on your chest and you start speaking, so talk to me, hello, blah-de-blah, or if you start singing, down low in your range, you'll feel vibration on your chest. That's why we call it chest voice. The next register up is what we call head voice. Now, I know some of you guys who are very educated are like, wait a minute, she's skipping mix or middle voice. I'm skipping that for now because it's not actually a distinct register. It's a combination of our chest voice and head voice. If that's confusing, forget I ever said it, but just above our chest register is our head register or head voice, and that sounds higher, lighter, maybe softer or brighter in tone. Sounds like this. Ooh. If you've never found your head register, make an owl hoot sound. Ooh, ooh. Or try a Mickey Mouse impression. Make maybe like a cat meowing. Meow, meow. You're probably finding head voice, and you can do a little check. Put your hand on your chest, and if you're going, ooh, ooh, and the vibration pretty much disappeared from your chest cavity, you're probably in head voice. You might still feel it a little bit, but it should be much more subtle if it's there at all. So if you're going like this, ooh, you've not made it to head voice. It should be relaxed, what we'd call decompressed, light. It might be airy if it's untrained. So head voice isn't always airy. Ooh, that's kind of more falsetto. But in the beginning, it might be. It might be kind of weak, kind of airy. That's okay. So I said there were 4 registers. Above your head voice, you have whistle register, and not every singer can access whistle register. So our main registers are chest voice, hey, and head voice, ooh. When you're warming up your voice, you will have to switch between chest voice and head voice. If you don't, you'll strain, you'll go flat, you're probably gonna crack. It's not going to be great. So my main piece of advice when you're warming up your voice is to just be aware of those register shifts and let them happen. Your voice might crack, especially if you're going from chest voice to head voice. You might go, ah, and you can hear it's kind of like a blip in the sound or a yodel. That's okay. You're just not very smooth at transitioning registers yet, but you'll get there. Going back to mix or middle voice just for a second, in order to develop a strong mix, which is how people can sing really high and make it sound like they're in chest voice, in order to develop that, you have to be singing in head voice. You have to train that head voice function. So in the beginning, you might have kind of a gap between these registers. You might be cracking a lot. It's okay. At the very, very foundational level, you need to just be aware that there are different vocal registers and let your voice shift when it wants to. And step 4, listen for more than just the melody. So we've talked about ear training, we've talked about vocal exercise and technique, and this is related to your song work when you're singing songs that you love. As you're learning that song, listen for more than just the melody, meaning listen for the stylistic aspect of what the singer is doing. So they might be using some of that vocal fry that I mentioned before, that sound, way. They might be doing a run, like I just did. They might be singing with kind of a dark, rich tone. They might be singing with an airy, light tone. So start to notice those elements, because when beginning singers say they want to sound good, they want to improve their voice, they don't just want to sing the right notes and sing in tune. They also want to sing with style and sound like their favorite artists. So the first step to sounding like your favorite artists is picking up on what they're doing. In addition to the melody, how are they stylizing? Are they falling off of notes or scooping up to them? Notice those small details. Then when you go to practice the song, see how many of those small stylistic details you can incorporate or imitate from their singing. And that's it for today. 4 steps to take you from bad singing to good singing. And I do think the order is important. So matching pitch first, then exercising your voice, getting to know your different vocal registers with the long-term goal of developing your mix and middle voice, but you can't neglect your head voice. And step 4, listening for those stylistic elements and small details. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more. For our full singing courses and private lessons, visit 30daysinger.com.